Right, this video I'm going to show you how to load up a 3M M3000 hand masker right here. Probably one of the top 3 greatest inventions for painters ever invented. Now, there are other versions out that are starting to show up now after a lot of years. All of them are total junk. I mean, this is the only one that I'd ever invest my money in, and I have lots of them. If you're a professional painter, you should have a minimum of 2, probably like 6. If you're a homeowner, have 1. I recommend having 2, one for paper and one for plastic. But this thing will make you faster and more efficient, as a painter, and it's gonna make your masking process simple and easy. Now, this masker, you can use it for paper and plastic. Sometimes it comes with a blade, sometimes it does not come with a blade. This blade is what we call a film blade, so it will cut plastic and paper extremely sharp. I've cut myself already twice today. So it is razor sharp. There's paper blades that won't cut you, but I only use, as a professional painter, all my maskers, and I probably got like 30 of them. They all have film blades on them, no paper blades, because paper won't cut plastic. And so I don't want to sit there and be trying to, grabbing the wrong one or trying to find the right blade, etc. We just have one. There is a guard on it that will keep you from getting cut. Sometimes the guards come off like within months. They eventually fatigue and break off. We just rip them off. We don't like them on there at all because it makes cutting the plastic a lot harder. The ladder hook is, to me, absolutely essential. It was made to actually hang your masker on a ladder, so you're not setting it on the ground. I can just kind of like, hang different places. Hence, it's why they call it, a ladder hook. I mean, you just kind of like hang it, I don't know, like whatever. Here's a handle right here. You just hang it on a handle, but I don't like typically hang it on ladders. I use it to, hang on my pocket. So I'll have my 2 maskers with me. I'm typically always masking with paper and plastic. So I have 2 maskers with me at all times. It's where the film blades, if you wear shorts, I've sliced my calf open wearing shorts. It's one of the reasons why I don't wear shorts as a painter, is to protect my legs from my maskers, because I'm masking all the time. But here's the masker. So we'll show you, how to load it. It has a device like here, a hinge device that keeps your paper or plastic pressed down right there on the roll. Your roll itself will just load up on this device right here. So it has kind of like 2 spring-loaded wires that right there that actually press in, that keep and hold the paper on there tightly, or your plastic on there tightly. So it's just gonna slide on there like this. Now, the roll itself comes off what we call over the top. You can see that it's over the top. You don't want it coming under the bottom. It's kind of like in my house, in the bathroom, I really can't stand it when we run out of toilet paper and somebody installs a toilet paper like this. That's kind of one of my pet peeves. Do you have that same pet peeve? Does a toilet paper roll go over the top or under the bottom? My preference is over the top. So always, if somebody does it wrong, I switch it. And so your paper goes over the top, just like that. Make sure it's pressed all the way on. If there's even like a 1/4 inch gap right there, it's going to cause a problem with your paper or plastic, and especially plastic loading. So it's pressed on all the way, ready to go. So I can take now my tape and I can load my tape on there. Your blade is adjustable. I'll talk about the blade in a minute, how you can adjust it. Tape, same thing, over the top. You don't want it coming under the bottom. Toilet paper should always be installed over the top. So it goes on over the top. Same thing, it has to be installed all the way tightly. If it's not all the way tightly, you're gonna have a problem with your tape wobbling and not going onto the paper correctly. So now I've got 2 devices. I've got a pen like sticking out right there. The tape goes underneath that pin. There's actually arrows that point you in that direction. It's like tape directions. So now the tape is going under the pin, and then it goes onto the paper or plastic. And then this device, it's gonna go underneath that right there. So that's critical. There's another pin, and that pin is sitting on top the paper. It feeds underneath that, so I just grab it. I just fed it underneath. Now that's pressing the paper and the tape together, or it would be the tape and the plastic together, and it's loaded and ready to go. Now the blade, you can see the blade, how it sticks up higher than the tape. So you can adjust that blade if you don't want that blade sticking out, that far. It's not a problem having it sticking out too far. If it's not sticking out far enough, it'll cut everything, and then all of a sudden there'll be the tape sticking up too high, then it'll cut it like, just randomly tear it someplace. So you're gonna rotate this blade off, and you gotta be careful. Right there, just like that. You gotta be really careful to rotate it off because it's sharp. And I'll show you how sharp it is. So now I can line it up, and it actually tells you right there, the sizes, that there's arrows that point to what size tape you actually line it up to. And it says right there, 94 inches. That's what I'm using right there, 94 inches, just like that. So right there to rotate it off.
94 inches?
That doesn't sound right.
No, 94 millimeters. Millimeters.
Okay.
That's a big relative.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how sharp it is. Yeah, so that's how sharp the blade actually is, right there. So you got to be careful when rotating it off. So it just it rotates off. You can take off your paper and rotate your blade, not grab it by, actually, I grabbed it on the wrong end. It's like I never change these blades. So I'll do it. So in order to remove the blade, you're gonna grab it from the bottom side like this and rotate it off. So what you don't wanna do, when I put it back on, I'm gonna put my fingers underneath, snap it in. What you don't wanna do is grab it from this side and rotate it off and snap it off, because what happens is you do that. So just to show you, and give you an example what happens. So grab it from the bottom side right here, rotate it, and it just comes right off. Pretty simple. So that's kind of how sharp it is. So I'll line it up because I'm using, 1-inch tape. So I'm gonna line it up. Install it. Get my inch tape on. You can see how it lines up now with an inch tape and cuts. But what happens if I put 2-inch tape or 1.5-inch tape on, because my blade is set, for inch tape, it'll tear inch tape perfect every time. But what happens, so you'll swap it out with inch. And this is why we set our blades for 1.5 inches and we never change them. And what happens is, if you don't get accustomed to changing the blades, see how it just randomly cut it? If you don't get accustomed to changing the blades all the time, you end up doing that because you forget, how to change a blade. Literally, I haven't changed the blade. I did one for a video not that long ago, but I've changed, the last time I changed a blade was probably 20 years ago. So instead of having it set for 1-inch tape, I'm gonna set it for 1.5 inches. Now it'll cut 1.5 inches and it'll cut 1 inch. And typically on our maskers, we're only running inch tape at all times. It's very rare that I ever put 1.5" tape on there. So now you can see it's cutting both. Just the blade sticks out a little bit more, and that's never a problem. So that's how you run an M3000 hand masker, how you load it, how you set it up, how you be careful changing the blade. If you actually grabbed a blade like that with like a paper masker, it wouldn't cut you because it's not even sharp. So it's not that bad. I mean, not really. Be careful setting these things around. I was masking in a house just recently, and there was 2 little kids running around, and the last thing you want happening is some child grabbing this thing. I tell you, you're gonna end up in the hospital very, very fast. So every time I had it, it was with me, or it was sitting up high. I would set it up high where a 2-year-old can't grab a hold of it. I do put tape on the handle so I can actually grab it better and grip it better. The handle is smooth plastic, and I wrap multiple rows of tape around it, and it kind of absorbs sweat, doesn't make it slick. And so I kind of like that, and it keeps the ladder hook in place, a lot better. I like the ladder hook cocked to the side, just like that a little bit, not going straight forward, because it just sets in my pocket a little bit, just at the right angle that I like. And so hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you got any questions about loading up or using this thing, put them in the comment section below.